Alright, so today I tried a water maiden of the Sea Duck. I've had it for about a year and decided to fly it off the water today. So yeah, stick to the end. See what happens. Well, it's a nice calm morning. I've had the Sea Duck for about a year now, and I've never flown it on the water. I've been too scared, and the weather's never cooperated. We got a very calm day. There's maybe a 4-mile-an-hour breeze, if that. We're gonna try to get some aerial footage. Bound up. Try it now. I need to get a bigger 4-cell battery. I'm only running this on a 1600 milliamp 4-cell. That's gonna be perfect right there. Yeah, that's right. Just a touch nose heavy. Alright, so now the trick to this is I'm gonna try to get the Mavic up and hopefully my thinking is I can get the active track to follow the Sea Duck. I've tried this a couple of times before, it hasn't worked, but I'm gonna try one more time. Alright. Precision takeoff. Alright. Let it do its thing real quick. Alright, I'm gonna put the Sea Duck in the water and then use active track to hopefully follow the Sea Duck. So we'll see how that works. I'm a little nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie. We got 100% battery on the drone, 100% on the controller. Let's see. Yeah, we got over 20 minutes of flight on the drone. Thumbs up, left, right, alright. Alright. Let's give her a dunk. Oh man. Let me get the Sea Duck out there so I can track it with the drone. Alright, here we go. Alright, active track. Alright, it's tracking the Sea Duck. Let's do spotlight. Alright. Oh man. So far it's tracking. I got a wind coming from my left here, which is actually blowing to the east. So it's kind of east over there, that direction. it's still tracking. Woo! And she's off. And the drone is tracking. I can't believe it's actually working. The takeoff was a little sketch. I'm going to trim it out a little bit. I'm a little out of trim here. Wow, I can't believe this is actually working. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Something is not... Alright, I have a motor that's not sounding right. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I can't believe I hit the dang buoy. That botched takeoff, I might have loosened a prop. I think is what that noise is. So we'll get the Sea Duck in here, assess the damage. It looks like I crunched my nose. Yep, I'm dead in the water. Shoot. Yep, he's taking on water. Ah! No! Let's see if I can use the drone to blow it over here. Well, I crashed into that buoy out there and started taking on water, and it shorted out my electronics. Yep, so I crashed the Sea Duck. And what it came down to is I figured out that there was a few little mistakes that ended up almost costing me the whole plane, because this thing took on a bunch of water and almost sank on me. We had the water was up past the pontoons on the wings, which I think this one took in a little water too, because I found a little pinhole in the bottom of it. So during the flight, everything was going good, and I was going to attempt to do a flat spin, and then I could hear like this bad vibration noise going on. I couldn't figure it out. That was mistake number one. I thought initially that this prop came loose. Looking back now, I can, this is going the proper direction. This is the one that's counter rotating. So the mistake I made on this propeller was when I balanced this prop with some tape, my genius self put it on the trailing edge of the prop instead of the leading edge. So when I did my first takeoff attempt and this wingtip dipped down in the water a little bit, I think what happened is the prop hitting the water peeled that tape back, and it was fine as I was flying, but then when I tried to do that flat spin, that noise is what you could hear, making the prop maybe oscillate a little bit or something like that. Okay, and then mistake number two, which I thought I was doing a good thing, adding this BEC on here, because I've actually had the battery go so low to where I lost control of the plane, and I had a hard landing where I've actually popped this nose open before, and it was easily repairable. I just had to squish it back together with some hot glue, and it was fine. But so this was great, so that it, I don't have to rely for, because the speed controllers will have your low voltage cutoff. So this way my servos will work no matter how low the battery gets, more or less. Anyway, my mistake with this was inside the Sea Duck. If you've ever built this airplane, you'll know down in there there's a shelf, and inside, behind that shelf, if you can see back there, is the bottom of the plane. Well, the BEC was hanging down in there, so when it started taking on water, this ended up in the water and shorted out, and then I lost all power to the whole thing, because this is what was powering my receiver. Thankfully, it didn't short out my receiver. I got home, tested it out, and it's still working fine. But yeah, so those were the couple mistakes I made there. And then the third mistake is my location for where I was flying. If you can see in the video, there's like a little peninsula that kind of jetted out to the left. And I was initially going to fly from there, but I was carrying the Mavic and the plane and everything else. So I just decided to go to the dock. The issue I had was the depth perception. My depth perception was off. I thought that buoy was closer than it was, and you saw what happened. The plane just smashed straight into it, nose first. I mean, almost a direct, perfect impact. So hindsight, looking at it, I was pretty bummed. I absolutely love this plane. I actually won this airplane at Flite Test, Texas, and I thought maybe I could just chop the nose off and fix it that way. But actually, what I'm going to do is just I'm going to cut the whole bottom fuselage off, and then rebuild it, and then patch it all back together. So should be fine. But again, this thing took on quite a bit of water, and I almost lost it altogether. So just keep those little things in mind, you know. If you balance your props, put your tape on the leading edge, and then make sure your BEC is out of the water line, and pick a good flying location. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.